Hi, Andy Clutton here from PSI magazine. Now, as you know, PSI runs product tests every month in the magazine, looking at professional CCTV, fire alarms, intruder, access control, that kind of thing. We don't tend to look at the DIY market very much, but I thought we'd have a look at the product this month that's a bit different from the usual timers and those kind of things. This is it. It's called FakeTV. The model is FTV-10. There are other models such as the FTV-11 and 7. You can find more details of those on the FTV.com website, or I'll put some details in the full-length review in the March edition of PSI magazine. Now, there is a word of warning with these units. There are various places online where they say you can buy them, such as perhaps the website you use to buy your CDs and DVDs. But when you actually go on the site and look at the products, the descriptions don't quite match up to these units, such as the branding or the cable length. So check those out before you buy. And in fact, the best place to go where we got these units from is the UK approved supplier, which is Response Electronics. We saw it on the FakeTV.com website. Essentially, what you have here is a little box that mimics a television being watched in a house at night. So you've got a range of LEDs in here that just light at random, different colours, and it makes it look like a TV is being watched. Or you think, it makes it look like a TV being watched. Wouldn't it look like a disco? Lots of different lights. No, this looks like a TV. This looks like a disco if you plug one of these in. Another difference between these two is we ran this for 7 hours last night, and it was the same temperature after 7 hours as it is now. You can handle this no problem. It's LEDs, and if you've ever stood in front of one of these for a couple of hours on a Saturday night, you'll know how much heat these guys give out. So they're completely different. Now, also a thing to remember with these is that you might think, well, I could just leave a telly on, couldn't I, if I wanted to make it look like a telly was on in the house. You could do that if you wanted to, but if you've got a plasma TV like I have, and you went out, say, on 10 o'clock in the morning, by the time you got home in the evening, you've probably used an awful lot of electricity and your house is going to be quite warm. So this is a good alternative. Now, when you look at some of these online, the descriptions that I've told you about earlier, one of the problems people say is that the units don't give out enough light. Now, we tried this last night and it certainly does give out enough light. It really does look like a TV is on in the house. So essentially what you do is you plug this in and you've got 4 settings. You've got off for permanently off, on for permanently on, and then you've got a little light sensor on the top here which picks out when it's dark outside, and then there's a timer for 4 hours or for 7 hours from dusk. So it's very simple to use. The instructions say to point at a wall or just point at a window. Make sure the curtains are open. You wouldn't leave the curtains drawn if you were going away on holiday. There's only 4 reasons I can think of why people leave the curtains drawn in the house, say at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's either a lot of students, it's a cannabis farm, somebody's died, or obviously people are on holiday. So you leave the curtains open, switch one of these on, and it looks like somebody's watching telly in the house. So what's in the box? Well, here it is. This is how it arrives from Response Electronics. If you've got yourself a genuine fake TV rather than a fake TV, it arrives looking like this with a picture of a burglar on the front, so you know what a burglar looks like. Inside there's the unit with its 4 settings, and there's a power cable which is, what's that, about 4 feet in old money, and it's got the 3-pin on the end. Now, some of the reviews on the website we talked about earlier said that it came with an American fitting or a European fitting. Well, obviously that's not one of these, is it? So make sure you've got the UK version, get it from Response Electronics. Also in there are the instructions, and as everyone knows, instructions are for people who don't know what they're doing, so you don't need to bother with that. You just plug that in, plug this into the back, and off you go. Simple as that. Okay, to wrap it all up, this is the FTV-10 FakeTV. Now, as I said, we wouldn't normally look at a product like this, but I think this is quite an interesting one for installers, because these are priced £24.95 and that includes delivery. So if you've got a domestic client, you want to give them a gift, or perhaps you want to do something to like sweeten the deal, something like that, bung in one of these and it makes people feel that they're loved. It's not too expensive, and it might just turn the tides your favour. So it's ftv.com if you want to find out any more. As I said, there are more details in the March edition of PSI magazine, where I'll do a full review with a bit more bump about it. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.